Hey, this is a cover of Mr. Ronnie Millsap's song, There's No Getting Over Me. I love this song. I hope you enjoy it too. Well, you can walk out on me tonight if you think that it ain't feeling right. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. Well, you can say that you need to be free, but there ain't no place that I won't be. Sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. I'll be the bill you forgot to pay. I'll be the dream that keeps you awake. I'll be the song on the radio. I'll be the reason you tell the boys no. You can tell everyone that we're through. You might even believe it too. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. Sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. I'll be the face that you see in the crowd. I'll be the reason you cry out loud. I'll be the smile when there's no one around. I'll be the book that you just can't put down. Well, you can walk out on me tonight if you think that it ain't feeling right. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. You'll see, sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. No, 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 no. So darling, there ain't no getting over me. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, darling, there ain't no getting over me. No doubt, there ain't no getting over me.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, that song was awful. I was listening. I usually just play the song and not really listen to it and just let you guys listen to it and go to the bathroom or get a water or whatever. Prepare for the stream. And I was listening to that song and dear god, those lyrics are atrocious. So today, well, let me actually. Hello, Callie. Now, I know that, let's see. I know that Hi Morn checked out this video yesterday. But I had planned on already checking it out today, I'm not even gonna lie. But it's fine. Everyone streamed the mini syllables thing. So this is not Joran, so, well, it kind of is. It's talking about Joran, but today we're looking at Kennady's first. I think Wes is interviewing Kennedy in this, or Kennedy asked for an interview in a Euro fashion from Wes. I don't know if this was ever supposed to be. No, it was supposed to be uploaded to YouTube. I think. I don't fucking know. Well, it is now, but it's fixed a little bit different way than the way Kennedy wanted it. Anyway, let's get into it.
loved the fact that Wes just kept trolling.
I call bullshit on that. I don't think Kennedy is self-aware enough to realize that people were fucking with her about the Jason Blaha shit. Like, I think she literally thought that people were interested in Jason Blaha. Maybe I'm wrong. That's not the way I took it, though.
Yeah.
What's up, Kennedy? It's Wes. How you doing?
I'm 7 months pregnant in the South.
Oh, you're in the
It's
South?
over 100 degrees. Yeah, I live in Mississippi still.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about that because I was stationed in Biloxi. So, let's.
You're in the South. Yeah, and Wes kind of trolls her a bit in this. Not as much as part 2 or chapter 1B. Somehow this stream went from, or sorry, somehow this series went from chapter 1A to chapter 1B to chapter 3. I don't know how that happened. I wonder if Kennedy has seen this. I don't know, that's a good question. I mean, she lived it, but I don't know if she's actually seen the video. You know what's funny too? Because of the way you spell Kennedy's name with an A, if you look up Kennedy, you can find this and the stream with Joran. Imagine like the most like popular, or however you want to say, thing you've ever done on the internet is a stream with Joran. Like, at least Danny G is known for like a lot more than that, and like I heard of Danny G before I heard of Joran. I had not heard of Kennedy though.
Let's get started here.
All right.
You were pretty eager to talk and discuss your situation with Joran. Why don't you tell me about that, and then we'll go from there.
A week after Joran was busted in July 2020, Kennedy reached out to me. I had never spoken to Kennedy outside of a live stream we shared on Andrew Burkett's channel, but she was eager to talk. The buzz around Joran had steadily grown by the day, and Kennedy wanted to tell her own story. But that wasn't the only reason she wanted to talk. Kennedy needed to tell me about a predator within the community, someone who needed to be exposed.
When the inevitable bullshit comes out about me, I'm just deleting my channel and going off to do whatever the fuck I want.
All right. So he wanted to talk to me before we did our first live stream. He was like, hey.
Sorry, you guys probably heard an echo in the stream. My tablet's been like fucked up. Yeah, let me just continue playing this.
Hey, I think, or Wes said that we would make a really good team. I was like, okay, and he was like, well, can we talk before the live stream? And I was like, sure, that's not a weird request.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that he had never.
As you know, that is said on the AMD reading of the Wes and Joran chat log. But something that I should have like mentioned is that Kennedy lies about Joran throughout this to make him look bad. And it's like, why do you need to lie about Joran to make him look bad? Like, I don't think that's very hard. I don't think you need to lie. Okay, there we go.
Heard my voice before.
Oh, so he didn't know who you were.
We had like lightly talked beforehand, but it was on a massive live stream. It was one of Andrew's live streams, I think.
Oh, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I was like, sure. And he, you know, like I accidentally go.
You know, it is kind of funny. Ever since once Joran got the interview with mini syllables. What am I trying to say? Once Joran got the interview with mini syllables, both Euro and Kennedy wanted an interview.
Him one day. I was like 4 months pregnant and had worked all day and had just come home and accidentally
Like, no, they completely missed the point. Hello, noxious butt spray and night driver.
missed his call, like slept through it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So, like, the next day I was like, I'm off today. We can talk now. Sorry. I wasn't expecting to just crash as soon as I walked in my front door.
Yeah.
So we got to talking, and at the time I was at my mom's. My mom's
Hello, the large Fathertron.
stays about an hour away from where I live.
Okay.
She lives right before, like, the Mississippi-Alabama line. That
Oh,
area.
okay. That area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I live in Tupelo, which is like an hour drive.
She's talking about her mom. Did her mom interact with Joran? No, I don't think so.
Doesn't Elvis have something to do with Tupelo?
Like, she's so fucking full of herself that the reason why she even wanted to do this interview was because just to for clout, like, and attention. Like, how can you? I don't know.
Yes. Technically, he lived here for a little bit, but he was supposedly born here, but actually he was born in Clay, lived in Clay, which is like out towards where my family lives.
Oh, okay.
Dirt poor.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing out there. It's literally like miles and miles and miles and miles of nothing.
Yeah, he had a twin brother, didn't he, that was like stillborn or something?
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you and Joran got on the phone.
And he heard one of my siblings.
Oh yeah, she's from the South. She's gonna mention it like, I think she mentions it like 10 or 20 times within just this. And this is only 40 minutes, so.
I guess, call me KK. And he was like, what? And I was like, oh, that's what they call me. Because the people I call my mom and dad.
Band Fathertron, this is not a Wings of Redemption stream. Although I probably should do another one, but I am very out of touch of Wings of Redemption. I know he has like another fat friend. I'm mean today. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that kind of things. Well, technically speaking, Heisenberg, Joran is a pedophile, which is a crime, and Kennedy was trying to get someone exposed, so I don't know. It's close enough. Fame and magical powers
Aren't my biological parents.
Hey, Cassandra.
So my younger siblings call me KK because I didn't want them to like call me sister or anything that they weren't comfortable with.
Oh, incoming.
Clobbering Time donated $3. Please everyone refrain from calling me precious. It's kinda a trigger for me.
No one call Clobber Precious. Okay, Precious.
So the two older ones heard my best friend calling me KK, and they picked that up from her. Kind of like how I call my mom Mama B.
Mm-hmm.
Her niece and nephew call her B, and I call her Mama B.
Crime Watch Bully, basically. Hey, Danny.
It was a joke from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh,
No, Aunt
yeah. Well, I thought Aunt B was. Wait, I thought Aunt B was from Andy Griffith.
It might.
Aunt B is. I thought so too. I looked it up to double check, and yeah, Aunt B is from Andy Griffith. Like, how do you get your references wrong? So, like, she's had this joke her whole life and didn't even know where the fuck it's from. No. My family watched a shitload of Andy Griffith, so yeah. It's not even clever of a nickname, really. Aw, thank you, Logan. Are my donuts working? Yeah. I got your donation.
Might be from both. I don't know.
Oh, were they like with one a spinoff of the other? You think?
Yeah, I don't. I honestly don't.
Wasn't Elvis on one of those shows?
Oh, wait a second. Let me check, actually.
I have no idea.
No, I thought. Okay. All right. So
my knowledge is limited to just like very small increments of what I was forced to learn in school.
oh, so they taught you just a little bit about Elvis in school, not a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We took trips almost every year to the birthplace.
Wow. So you're on the phone with Jordan. He hears you get called KK, and then what happens?
And then he says, and I explained, oh, that's my younger sister. I have 3 younger siblings. One's 16, one's 13, and one's 7.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine who was calling for my attention while I was on the phone.
Yeah, one of them.
It wasn't the 13 or the 16-year-old, I promise.
Oh, okay.
I'm just mentioning which one of them for no reason. And yeah, I did just receive it, Clobber. It took a while, I don't know why.
And so, I kind of just explained that's what she calls me. I'm not biologically her biological sister. I'm not my parents' biological child. I was adopted at 14.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess he did.
I have to ask, does anyone care? Like, at all? Does anyone care about anything she's talking about? Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't give a shit about anything she was talking about in the Jordan stream either, so I guess that's just how she talks.
Did a little bit of research that night, and he found out that my biological grandfather had actually passed away.
He looked that up on his own?
Who was
No, it's all good. It showed on here, but it didn't show on PayPal until just like after you messaged that, weirdly enough. Like, it took a long time. So yeah.
hard to find because the dude was like in the Cajun Music Hall of Fame. So I have no fucking clue what that is.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything to do with my biological family.
Yeah, no, I
other
understand.
than talking to, other than talking to one of my older sisters and one aunt, that is it. That's all.
Yeah, I got licensed. We were licensed to foster in Nevada, and we had to go through. It was like 4 months of training. So I pretty much know what those situations are like and what all it takes to lose your parental rights. It's a lot, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. So he looked up your.
Oh, it's fine.
He looked up your grandfather's name.
Yeah, which led to the obituary.
Well, I mean, he, not in this part, but in the third part, he does like fucking zone out. I don't know. I don't think. I think it's kind of like I'll talk to my dad for like, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 minutes, like straight, and then once it gets to that point, I just let him talk. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Because my dad talks a lot on the phone. Not in real life, though, weirdly enough. But yeah, he talks a lot on the phone. And yeah, I mean, I just let him talk. I don't know what he's saying or what I'm agreeing to, but I don't know.
Which mentioned me because I found out the night it was published, but the funeral home was closed that it was published under. So I had to call like the next morning and throw a huge bitch fit and be like, take my name off of there. I don't know this man. I've never seen this man. I've never met this man.
Yeah.
I barely have anything
And oh god, I'm getting like Kennedy talking about my fucking family.
to do with the woman he called a child, who was my mother. Legally speaking, she's not even my mother. So remove my name, please, for the love of God.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. Because I was like, I don't know him.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, the only two biological grandparents I have anything to do with would be my biological fathers.
Oh, okay.
And my biological grandmother passed away last November.
So I don't know if she said it yet. I'm trying to pay attention. It's hard. But I have watched this by myself. She said, or says at one point in this, like, Joran looked up her grandfather to see, and then he found out that, or he looked up her name and then found out that her grandfather died. Which is weird. And something Joran would probably do, but she lies at the same time. And she says Joran is like a Cajun music fan, which I don't know if that's true. I don't even know what Cajun music is.
So
And my biological grandfather is quarantined right now.
okay. So when he brought up that information, what was your reaction?
Well, we after one of our live streams, he told me, he was like, "Oh, I saw where your grandfather had died," and I kind of just slightly said, "Oh, you mean Jerry?"
How's your mama and Dim? What the fuck does it even mean? Oh, because Joran was saying that he says good Mew. Which is another thing. Joran is so much like Lauren that how do you not see that?
Right. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's not my grandfather," which is the way I like to phrase that.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, "Well, he's your biological grandfather." I was
Oh, you'd be willing to bet your Breets, not your paper bag?
like, "No, I don't have anything to do with him or his daughter or anyone in that family, basically."
Yeah.
So, no, he's not. I never met him. And from what I was told, I was better off for it.
I don't even know if he's ever seen the Spider-Man picture.
What was his reaction to that?
And because he was like a big cake.
What's funny is, like, Kennedy tried to act like a victim. You know, like Muse. But anyway, she tried to act like a victim, and, like, Joran was like, I don't know if Joran really did anything to her as far as, like, perving on her. Number one, she was pregnant. Number two, she was married, which, I mean, he hit her married woman too, but and number three, I think she annoyed the fuck out of him. So
Cajun music fan. He was like, "But really, like, you're basically royalty in New Orleans." I was like, "Honey, he died in a single wide trailer, if that." that don't mean much to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, he kind of pushed me telling him, because, like, he kind of pushed me talking about my biological parents, because I know my grandmother and grandfather, Oma and Papa. And they were two wonderful people. Oma was a wonderful woman.
Oma and Papa.
She lived to be 95 and was a 5'2" little redheaded Italian woman.
So Italian.
Mm.
And my papa was 6'8" in his prime and 350 pounds, Samoan man who came to New Orleans to work.
Wow.
Because he found out that he could get really good building work down here. And that's how they met. And they spawned my father, who spawned me.
Yeah, so
Big guy.
so he had you talking about your...
No, it was all over her socials. Well, I mean, fuck, she uses her real name, so... Or at least she uses the same name on everything, so it's not... I'm assuming, so it's not that hard. Fuck, I don't know, I never looked her up.
your biological family, because he had looked you up, and this was after the live stream.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's okay though, because like it's not hard to find. You can just Google my name, and because of the unique spelling, eventually you're going to find something.
Very weird of him to do that, though. How did that make you feel?
Very weird. I was like, you know, and we were sitting there, and John, my husband, had left. And
so she was like, that was her only reaction. That's like the noise you make whenever you eat something really good, like, yeah, so, what? And now she's talking about her husband. That was not the question.
To go get me some food. And I was sitting there, and I was working on getting some stuff done for, I think it was my Let's Talk Blaha live stream.
Who, Jason Blah?
Her husband just came to get something to eat.
Blaha?
Yeah. That I did, like, after that. So
oh, I remember, yeah.
Kennedy wasn't a boyfriend-free girl. She had an incoming baby. Oh, he probably did. Jubilee. Wasn't that what it was? I don't know X-Men. Speaking of honest, though, her Kennedy impression is, like, my favorite. I have to say. It's a great impression.
Yeah. Because it got sniped down by Jason Block.
Hey, Done. And hey, Omega.
For like a month.
Oh, Jason Blaha smacked it down?
Yeah, and I had to go through copyright hell to get it back.
How do you think Jason Blaha found that stream?
Probably because I used his name.
Oh, okay. So he just
specifically for his name.
Okay, so that he saw that you were talking about him, and then he struck it down.
Yeah, he's known to do that. He's an awful, awful human.
Wow.
Rhonda, I know you're joking, but I have no fucking clue. I think there's a little Jason Blaha in all of us.
I mean, I'm one of those people, I don't care if you're an awful human, but when you start stepping into, like, stolen valor and...
Oh, shit, Heisenberg's in the stream.
And...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no,
talking, like, bullshit military stuff, that's when I get pissed off.
Yeah, that bothers a lot of people. You know, with and without a military background, that's just not something that you do.
Well, yeah, my grandfather, the person I call Peppa, my mom.
No, definitely not. If she was doing that, then she was trying to flirt with Joran, and no.
Dad.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the military. my cousin's in the military. My best friend, who's been my best friend since I was 5 years old,
But if it is, that's the worst fucking flirting ever.
her two siblings. One's in the Marines, one's in the Air Force. Like,
Yeah, well, we all know Air Force is the way to go.
oh yeah. But, you know, we all, like, don't talk that shit. No.
So
Do not say that kind of things.
so then you're getting ready for the Jason Blaha for the Jason
And he
Blaha
said
live.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, what did he say?
So we started talking about the money. Sorry. He started talking about the money, and I was like, oh, that's good, because I think he made, like,
$80.
$80.
I mean, if Wes really wanted to make the video, he would have made it. Do you think she wanted Wes to make, like, the DinkNet video?
I'm going to say.
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking 70 or 80.
It was the most he had made. The second highest amount was $5.
And I was like,
Which I don't know a damn thing about DinkNet either. The only thing I know about DinkNet was I saw his, like, Chris Hansen video about, like, the the vent shit. But yeah, that's all I know. And I think he did a Cobra video, and I watched, like, half of that and didn't care enough to continue. But, not that it was a bad video or anything, but, yeah, I mean, like, I did a Cobra stream, but I just don't really care about Cobra.
oh, that's
Like, I like watching Danny, stream Cobra, but I just don't really care all that much.
good. And he was like, I can give you half if you want. And I was like, you don't have to. It was on your channel. I was just kind of there as, like, a co-host.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Mhm.
$40. What am I going to do with $40?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Funny enough, just 3 weeks later, her story about that donation would completely change.
He did not split the $80 with me after he initially told me the day before that he was going to split that money with me.
Like, by the time that hits my regular spending account, not my PayPal, it's going to be like $35. What am I
Yeah.
going to do with that?
If you're gonna lie, at least keep your story straight. My God.
Yeah. Buy some.
But that's like what I was saying earlier. Like, why do you need to make Jordan look like? Why do you need to lie to make Jordan look bad? It's not that hard. Just watch any Jordan video. I mean, you could just talk about the genie shit and not even get into the kid shit. It's not that hard to make Jordan look bad.
Popeyes or some Bojangles or go
Because Jordan does look bad.
to Waffle House. So, at any point, was he inappropriate with you, or did you see any red flags?
Yes, looking back, he said something, and I told you, and I told Klob, and I called Andrew and let him know, and I texted Adam about it because I was just like, I need to let everybody get the word out. He said, I now know the names and faces of some of the women in the TCAP community.
I don't believe Jordan ever said that. I believe he said, yeah, I don't think he specified woman. And if he did, he would have said woman. So that's another lie, Kennedy. Precious.
And how did he find that?
Because
Did he tell you how? Did he tell you how he had found that
No.
information?
No, I kept trying to press him, but
Mhm.
like, I didn't want to make it seem like it was, like it had tipped me off.
Mm-hmm.
So he never told me. And I went, oh yeah? And he went, yeah, you know, he was like, and I specifically remember, because like I was listening to the phone calls, and I was like, when you said the name, or he said the name, triggered that memory. Like, I kid you not, big pregnant. I was like, oh,
Big pregnant. More pointed out, big pregnant.
my God. My husband got scared. I'm no longer allowed to watch things at 3 o'clock in the morning that make me scream, "Oh my God!"
So that caught your attention when he said because you remember.
Because I remember him specifically naming, like, he knew name or face, I can't remember which, but he specifically named her. And that's when I kind of went, "Joran?" And he went, "Yes." And I went, "I'm going
Okay, listen to this.
to give you a piece of advice." And I was like, and I don't like to repeat myself. I was like, even my cats know I don't like to repeat myself.
Wow.
This awkward fucking laugh. No, but listen to this part.
And what'd you tell him?
I was like,
What the fuck? Was she waiting for a laugh? Did she want, like, a laugh from Wes before she was going to continue that story?
the women in this community, in some extent, have pretty much, at least most of them, if not all of them, have been victims. Not even just the women. Some of the men have also been victims in this community. If we're going to be doing live streams together, I can't have you being creepy
Yeah.
and saying flirtatious things together. I was like, because that's my image. My name's attached to your shit too, when we're doing live streams together.
No, look at how great that was. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so if she did say that, then that makes her a lot worse. How does she not realize that makes her look a lot worse than what it is, that she didn't tell anybody that he was saying that shit? Yeah, I don't believe she's ever said that, though, because it was the exact, like, mac and cheese quote. And I also don't believe that... I don't believe Jordan talked to her enough to really tell her that kind of things.
And I was like, if I see it ever again where you're overstepping boundaries, I'm done. I was like,
what do you say about
end
that?
of discussion. And he was like, well, it's just flirting. I was like, no, Jordan, there's a difference between flirting and saying what you just said.
Yeah. And how did you say his name?
Joran.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I say it.
Oh, no, I was just wondering. So he was. What about any personal pickup lines or anything like that he used on you?
He found out that I always make jokes about how I'm really short,
Listen to this too.
which is true. I am the smallest person in my entire family.
No.
Biological and adoptive. I am 5'3".
Oh, okay.
I'm not much taller than her, and I wouldn't consider myself short. I really wouldn't consider 5'3" short. Cause that's like... Yeah, I mean, if you're short, a woman, like a cisgender woman, like, if you're short, you would be like, you wouldn't be 5 foot.
My younger siblings almost all tower over me now, except for the 7-year-old.
Wow. Oh, real quick, let's get back to that real quick, because I don't know if we finished. So you said that the younger the 7-year-old, I believe, was calling you while you were on the phone, calling you KK.
Yeah.
And were you saying that maybe he had do you feel like there was an interest in the 7-year-old at that point, or did he have a reaction in any way?
Well, he was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my younger sister." And he kind of just left it at that. I don't know if he maybe thought I had a kid and nobody knew, and like this was just my second child on my...
That was not the fucking question, Kennedy. Dear God. Jordan talks my cats.
Oh, okay.
Or if he just had, but like I don't know because thankfully they're.
I don't know. Let me look that up. What is the average height for a woman? Wait, no. I need. Hey Siri. What is the average height for a woman?
In the U.S., the average woman is around 5 feet 4 inches.
Okay, thanks. 5'4". So she's 1 foot under. That's not really. Or not, sorry, 1 inch. That's not really short. I guess unless you're talking about penis size, that would be 1 inch shorter would be short. But no, that's not short.
There are no pictures besides when she's a little bitty baby of her on my Instagram. And, like, you would have to dive pretty deep onto my Facebook to find pictures of her and doing, like, in ballet, because she does dance in ballet.
Okay.
But you'd be very hard-pressed to find those pictures on my Facebook. Now, they're on my mom's, but you would have to, again, deep dive.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned in your video something about him going to jail. Do you believe that he's committed crimes that he should be?
Wait, did she say you'd have to deep dive on her Instagram? Why would you need a deep dive? Instagram is a lot easier to look at pictures than, like, any site. You just scroll. That's not deep diving, Kennedy.
Be jailed for, or was that a personal hope? What was that about?
I think with the way his actions are, and this is just coming from somebody who's seen the escalation. Lauren didn't start out with Kayla. Nobody starts out, one day, I'm going to rape a kid.
Yeah.
I think he is on the track, if not had communications and or sent news to younger girls.
Heisenberg, maybe you should buy her stilts then.
I don't know how young, but I can tell you that I think. I think is he has.
So that's your.
Jordan has.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah, sorry. Like he has sent those, or he has maybe talked about meeting up with minors. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, I know when he talked to Mini Syllables, he did admit to having conversations with high school girls.
She didn't even watch the interview?
And he admitted to me that he would look at high school girls, while doing his thing. But he told me that he never contacted them. And I'm sure he didn't lie about.
I don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that either. I mean, he told me, but it was within 20 minutes of each other. His story had changed from when he talked to me, he had never ever talked to a high school student, and then when he talked to her 20 minutes later, he admitted that he had. So, so that's more your intuition saying, if you look at where
Jordan has definitely. On DeviantArt, I know is one of the places. I don't know if he did Instagram, because of course that shit's private messages, and who knows what he did, like private messages everywhere.
Where he is now, he didn't just start off this way. There's probably someone out there who he has either victimized or attempted to victimize. So that was your hope there, that enough evidence that something comes up, and if he has done anything. Now, do you believe that with what he's done now, that's a jailable offense, or just that you believe there's more out there?
I think he has things on his computer. I think we're looking at a DMAX situation.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but.
Well, hey, I mean, Jordan did want to roleplay sexual. Wait, what is it? Roleplay chat room, dude, as DMAC.
if you could sum up your impression of the entire situation with Jorn, from the way he came into the community to the way he left, how would you summarize that?
I don't think most people remember that, but no, Jordan did tell Mac and Cheese that he would roleplay for her as Dustin McFedridge.
Well, I wasn't
He wouldn't do Lauren, but he would do D-Mac.
there for the beginning.
Mhm.
I was bedridden for the first trimester.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, baby.
So then,
I don't think he... Yeah, I don't think Jordan had any of that on his computer. Well, he wouldn't need to, because someone wearing a genie costume, that's porn for him.
so then,
Like, most predators want to see, like, them nude. Which, like... Yeah, they just want to see them nude. They're like, get nude. Like, and then there were some that's just like, okay, we'll be nude, answer the door nude. And like, if it was an adult, then why would that be a turn on? Isn't stripping out of the clothes like part of it? I would think, but that's a whole nother thing.
in your
But no, I don't believe he's had
limited experience
has any
with
like
him,
that.
then, from the time that you first started interacting with him,
I think that Joran would rather have a grown woman, but if he saw someone that wasn't, he would still go for it.
until you found out what he had done and how he was no longer a part of the community, what are your feelings about all of that? I mean, like, if you had to choose who was to blame in your mind, what could be done to ensure that someone else doesn't come into the community like this and cause that type of harm?
My interaction with him, there were things like him telling, specifically like saying, I know the names and faces of some of the women in this community.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been a huge fucking red flag to me.
Yeah.
But of course, like, at the time,
Yeah, of course.
I was trying to get it out of him, but like,
That's a weird thing to say, but that's just kind of awkward. Like, I don't know. That's a weird thing to say to someone, but to know people's faces and stuff, that's not that big of a deal. And also, like, I don't know if she mentioned the short thing yet. I'm only barely paying attention, I gotta be honest. It's hard to, like, completely pay attention to this call. But basically she says, like, she's short, and then she says, like, she thought that Jordan might be interested in that, her being short, but it's like, how does that make him a predator, really? What's wrong with liking short woman? Like, that's not... No. And then the funny thing is, she's like, well, my husband's attracted to me too, but he knows I'm an adult. Like, Jordan does too. Like, what are you talking about?
only had so much time between my stream and his stream to, like, grill him about it.
Yeah.
And then there were times where he was like, he called me perfectly pocket-sized after I told him I was super-duper short and tiny.
Oh, so he liked that.
Yeah, and it was very, like, that should have been, again, bright, glittery crimson
Oh shit, she's talking about it right now.
red flag.
Yeah.
That he wanted somebody that small, because, like, my husband finds me attractive, but also, like, he knows I'm a full-grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, right there. Exactly what I was talking about.
Well,
But most of the pictures, yeah.
And I know that with when I spoke with him, he tried to say, "Oh, I like larger women, like belly dancer type."
That might be the most awkward like thing within those calls. Is he's just like, Wes asks something completely unrelated, and then Jordan's like, "I like larger women." It's like, so. I know it was used as an excuse, but it's just so, like, out of place. If anything, that should have been used, like, in the prequel call, or maybe in, like, the first call whenever he was explaining himself, but this was, like, way later. This was, like, call 2 or 3.
With hips, but that didn't really jive with who he was actually reaching out to and the comments that he was making. And then again, when you look at the pictures of children that he was liking while in the process of pleasuring himself, it's kind of hard to believe that he only has an affinity for larger women. There was another comment I know you made in your video about...
We need Tegan to call up Kennedy. You piece of shit!
Keeping your baby safe from Jorn. Do you feel like maybe Jorn wanted to get closer to you to have access to your baby?
Well, first of all, I made that as like I would want to post pictures of my little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And things like that. Like, most of the women in my family, up until we're like 10 or 11, do dance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
That's not the question. Oh my God, Kennedy.
It's just what we do in our family. We can play soccer and softball too, but we also do dance.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's like
She sees it both ways. Dancing and soccer.
we take swim classes. I don't know why, but we just do.
No, that makes sense. It's a family tradition.
Yeah, it's a family tradition. My mom started dance when she was real little. My sister's both of my sisters have done it, and my little girl will do it.
She did think Jordan was gonna like try to capture her baby. No, Jordan's like young, but he's not that.
More than likely. And so, like, when I found out he was liking pictures of girls in like leotards and just seeing the pictures that he had liked, all I could think of was, if I wouldn't have known, he could have been liking her stuff too for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
And that's what creeped me out, was like somebody sexualizing not only little girls in general, but
little girls in dance. So
yeah,
your statement was more about the unease that you would feel just even the thought that you could have been posting pictures that someone like that is not looking at with those innocent eyes, but is looking at it in a very sexual manner. That makes that makes sense.
Real damn sexual.
So again, who would you, if you could say anyone was to blame in this situation, who would you say is to blame?
Him.
100%.
It's all
correct?
him.
Yeah.
100% him.
Yeah.
Like, for a while there, I felt like I should have known the red flags.
Well, why would you?
Okay, I'll be right back. I need to get a new drink. A sorry sip of water. I'll be back.
Hey, this is a cover of Mr. Ronnie Millsap's song, There's No Getting Over Me. I love this song. I hope you enjoy it too. Well, you can walk out on me tonight if you think that it ain't feeling right. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. Well, you can say that you need to be free, but there ain't no place that I won't be. Sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. I'll be the bill you forgot to pay. I'll be the dream that keeps you awake. I'll be the song on the radio. I'll be the reason you tell the boys no. You can tell everyone that we're through. You might even believe it too. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. Sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. I'll be the face that you see in the crowd.
Have known better, because there were a lot of people who dealt with Jorn on a pretty regular basis, and it's once the
Kennedy's thinking right here. Yeah, but we're talking about me. We're not talking about other people.
puzzle comes together, it's much easier to see the full picture. But if you only knew Jorn from a couple of live streams, or you only knew Jorn from comments you make on videos, then he could just seem like a guy making TCAP comments, or a guy who's just, because the things that the community does say to each other when you're saying, like, do you want to see it, or should I get a light so you can see it better? They're lorne lines, and they're said as a joke. So unless
my accent isn't difficult.
You saw everything from this, bird's eye view, where you're able to see everything that Jorn was up to.
Accent review.
It's hard to say. Yeah, afterwards, hindsight's always 20/20, and it's much easier to say, man, I should have saw this, or I should have saw that. But no one knew what Jorn was up to other than Jorn.
Yeah, it was, for me, though, I did blame us.
Yeah, and Wes is right. Yeah, it's easy to put it all together and, like, I feel like if I watched the teaching your children about the Church of God, I feel like I probably would have picked up on that just because of the one joke, but I don't know. As Wes said, hindsight.
Myself, because I was like, my intuition should have been off the radar as soon as he made that comment about knowing the women, like the faces and the names. Like, I should have rescheduled the live stream and pressed him super fucking hard right then.
Well, I know where he saw most of them, and that was on Skype, from a Skype.
You can't reschedule your Jason Blaha stream. Everyone was dying to see Jason Blaha. You can't let your audience wait.
Group.
Yeah.
Because that's when he started calling me by my full name, and I told him.
I don't even. Yeah, he mentioned that. He was like, "Do you know who Wes is?" And I said, "No." And he was like, "What do you mean no?" He was like, "Him and."
It's all good, noxious butt spray. Jordan was like that with accents too, though.
Another woman.
Jordan was into accents, ethnicities, race, genies.
Him and somebody else got doxxed, and I was like, I know. But here's my take on that whole situation. To a certain extent, I am a public figure. I post videos to a public forum. Mm-hmm. So does Wes. So does everybody else who does videos for this community. But when that recording stops and we are not talking to each other, I lead a private life.
Yeah.
So does Wes. So does everybody else. If he doesn't want his real name out there and what he does for a living out there and who he is in real life out there, that's none of my fucking business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he. So a few days before he got busted by Mac and Cheese, he sent me a message wanting to know because I use a personal PayPal account that's not in my name to make donations, and he wanted to know who the person's name was. On the he's like, who is this person? I'm so curious. And I blew up at him because why do you need to know that? It was really inappropriate question, and it just showed, that the guy didn't understand boundaries, or he would go through his donations and look people up to figure out who they were, and I'm sure he would go and search online.
By the way, I know it's late to mention those, but I should say that I know that Italians are not a race. I was making a joke on Heisenberg's stream that nobody picked up on, unfortunately. But yeah, no.
For them, and do everything else that he could. So.
Well, I know he Instagrammed me because he was the one who made the comment about how we were on call, and he was like, "Oh, you're tinier than I thought you would be," because there's like a picture of me, my dad, my mom, and my husband, and I'm in like 5-inch heels, and I'm still shorter than all of them.
No.
Jason Blaha, Doc. I think that supposedly Dinknet already made one. That's how Jordan found out about it, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, what?
So he was following you everywhere he could.
Yeah, and so, but like, again, that's not weird because I do like tell people to go follow my Instagram because sometimes I post like...
Why the fuck are you mentioning it then, Kennedy?
Shit about like what's going on in my world over there, and in case you want to know where the hell I'm at, either there or Snapchat.
Okay, so
So like for me that wasn't the weirdest thing because I've had a lot of people say that, "Oh, you're a lot tinier than I thought you would be," and I'm like, yeah.
So if you had one thing that you could say to Jordan now. If you knew that,
Whoever's saying 5'3" is tiny, we need to have a serious talk. No.
He was listening, or it was going to be relayed to him, what would you want that?
Unless they mean, like, because she's pregnant? Weight-wise? I don't know.
That message to be.
Oh, God. It's really hard because I have a lot of words I want to say.
Oh, I understand. I do have one other question. If you want to get back to that one at the end here. So you mentioned that when Jordan made the comment about he knew the names and faces of several women within the community. You named a couple of people he contacted regarding that, and one of those names was. And I only asked this because I know you contacted me and you were talking about some, like inappropriate stuff that was sent to you.
Yeah, it was said. Yeah,
well,
it was.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, it was.
In Kennedy's own words, this YouTuber was hitting on pregnant married women, and after being rejected by Kennedy, he sent a number of unsolicited pictures of his penis. She wanted me to make an expose video. She wanted him called out. She had receipts. But receipts can lie. And she was lying. I knew the two were friends. She even admitted to calling him before our interview.
Remember how happy she was to see him in the Jordan live stream? No, this is not someone that is a predator. This is someone that you cheated on your husband with.
Not the behavior of someone who claims she was harassed by him to the point she left the community just a year earlier.
The reason I contacted him, and I contacted you, and I contacted Clobber, and I contacted basically everybody around the situation was because, like, I was still super duper sick.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I had to be put on bed rest for my first trimester.
Yeah.
I was getting so violently ill with morning sickness that I almost had to be hospitalized 3 or 4 different times because I could not keep anything down for days.
Well, I'm glad to hear that that's better. Are you
Yeah.
still pushing forward with that content about that? Because I'm sure that
Eventually, I want to make a whole, like, synopsis documentary style video based around it. More like Frederick Knudsen style or Dagonet style than my usual shitposty style.
so you can do like a mini documentary type thing.
Yeah, like a mini.
I barely know. What did Kennedy even upload? Besides like Dream Daddy, that's all I know. And she did streams talking about Joran. That's really all I know.
Doc of like how he got into the community, how he was able to basically fool an entire community, mate, and between everything. And
Wait, you mean Joran? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like do like a whole.
Okay, no, I was asking about the thing. I was like, wait, hold on, what?
Oh.
Because I know you said you wanted to make something about that, so I was asking about that.
I'm debating it.
Mm.
I feel bad in a lot of ways.
She felt bad because this man was dealing with unimaginable loss, and the two often spoke as friends. She had been asking to stream with him just a couple of days prior to trying to put him on blast.
Especially considering the situation. I don't know. A lot of time, you know, I've spent a lot of time talking to my husband and talking to other people. And, you know, as some people are like, just do it. But my husband's like, you did things too that you wouldn't want somebody to talk about.
Who knows how many people she actually spoke to about this? How many people was she sharing his intimate pictures with, claiming to be a victim? Those altered screenshots, the ones where the pictures she sent were mysteriously deleted, along with her salacious...
Gone! It's deleted! By the way, this is why you don't send nudes? It's just some advice, yeah.
Messages prove that this was completely consensual. And that's the thing about receipts.
Or at least if you're gonna send nude photos, number one, like, I guess make sure it's one of those sites where it's not like where they can save it, like Snapchat or something. But yeah, but the best thing is to just not send nudes. Oh shit.
Deleted, along with her salacious messages, prove that this was completely consensual. And that's the thing about receipts. They can work both ways.
That's very true,
Because Joran found out about, he mentioned one of my exes. And I'll openly admit it. We were both within legal age. When we met, he was 2.5 years younger than me, which meant when I turned 18, he was 16.
Mm-hmm.
He was the age of consent.
Whenever she was 18, she was dating a 16-year-old. Now, I've talked about this before. I mean, I guess it's okay. I don't agree with it. It's not like predator level, although it is 1 year off of being. It's definitely a gray area. And yeah, I don't know. Whenever I was 18, I wouldn't have dated a 16-year-old. I'm sorry. But no, whenever I was 18, it was 18 and up for me.
But a lot of people
had an issue with that.
Like I'll leave that. Yeah, a lot of people have an issue with that. But you know, we were just teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
like,
that's
we were on again, off again.
That's.
I don't know if she's talking about Joran, Night Driver.
One of the.
It was
I mean,
on again, off again. Mm-hmm.
That.
And he made the comment of, "Well, you usually date." Jordan made the comment of, "You usually date younger guys, I guess."
Oh, okay. I guess she is.
Yes, and I was like, no.
How did he find your ex?
Because there was an old post where it was me. I guess we were going to prom because he's in a tux and I'm in like a floor length, god awful golden dress.
No, she acts like... I don't get it, man. She acts like looking at someone's Facebook page or Instagram is like criminal, like scrolling through it. Like it doesn't take very long to scroll through someone's pictures. Really. It's not like he's like deep diving. And plus she said earlier that she told people to follow her Instagram. So if people follow her Instagram, they're going to more than likely look at all of her pictures, especially if there's not that many. So it's not really... That's like one of the least weird things Jordan has ever done. I'm sorry, Kennedy, precious. You were not a Jordan victim.
Should not have had it. Like, it's a low plunging Marilyn Monroe type dress.
Did you have on gold heels with it?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
It's a golden dress and golden heels.
Perfect.
I know, right?
That's
I know.
amazing.
I want to go crawl into a hole.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. What?
Picture. Thank you, Wes.
That's amazing. You're not missing one of those gold shoes, are you?
I have super tiny feet, but it's okay. If they were my shoes,
you would know.
Because they would look like child shoes. those actually look like a normal person's shoes.
So,
but
so he looked that deeply to find...
Yeah, to try and find something that he could pick at. But the thing is, and I kind of went...
Do you mean looking at someone's pictures? Or in, like, Instagram? I don't think that's that weird.
No. And he went, what? And I was like, that's actually the youngest guy I've ever dated. Which is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and this guy are still... We broke up for a long time, and
back whenever I would do that, back whenever I had Instagram, I would do that. It would only take, like, maybe a minute or two to look at their pictures. I mean, I didn't look at, like, every one. I just scrolled. So it's not like it's that big of a deal. Of course, the people I was following on Instagram were people, like, doing art. And, like, I don't know, posting, like, their pet pictures, I think. So it wasn't... Yeah.
My whole depression phase of moving out and being on my own for the first time, we hooked up pretty regularly. But by that time, I was 20 and he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally lived above me in the apartment complex we lived in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that when I moved in.
That'll do.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
Noxious Butt Spray, I think she was the only one.
Moved in, so, in my defense.
Oh, but he wasn't into Tiffany. She was like a sister to him.
And I was like, and he's not the oldest guy I've dated.
Oh, so you probably liked hearing
been
that.
with. Yeah, I was like, but the oldest guy I was ever with was...
Hey, Lawrence Burnphone and C&J Dev.
I was a sugar baby. And basically, he...
Jordan knew she was... Well, fuck, it's hard not to know she was taken. She would always talk about her family being married and her baby... Not her baby, but being pregnant. She didn't even talk about her baby when she had it. She kept saying she was pregnant.
That was basically all I can play of that interview without sharing too much of that sugar baby story. Even though she was comfortable sharing that information, I don't personally think it's something that should be out there on YouTube. Chapter 2 is where she really...
Hey, Madam Kelpel.
...starts to take things to a new level.
Okay. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. So is anyone else streaming today? Yeah, so my takeaway, I'm going to do 1B at some point. Maybe tomorrow. I have time tomorrow. Like around the same time. Or maybe Saturday? Or maybe next... I don't know. Either tomorrow or Saturday. Her greatest gift to the community was the stream with Joran. And I was talking about this earlier. Like, imagine being so, like, imagine the most, like, popular, or however you want to say, like, the thing you're most known for is, streaming with Joran. Dream Daddy, what's this? What the fuck? No. I've already seen that video. And I can guarantee your guys' I've never seen her Dream Daddy stream, I guess, but I can guarantee your guys' was better. Dream Daddy's a terrible game. Hey, Honest. Hey, Cybersqueak. You guys are like, you guys are showing up just as I'm about to end it. I don't know. I'll play this game. I'll play this for you. I don't think I've ever played this on stream.
Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Going for an angry stroll, and said he wouldn't be a troll. Now you know the rest of the story. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Snapping cricket so I'm still a toad. I'm still a toad. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. Bomb-ass, bomb-ass, bomb-ass fried rice. to mail. So why am I wearing shade? My blue eyes are my secret power. Bum-ass, 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 fried rice. 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 I love that video. Go subscribe to Another Kind of Mine, everyone. And let me see. You guys are making me feel bad about ending the stream. But oh, sorry, sip of water. I'll be back on tomorrow around the same time. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me play. Let me say play an original. I haven't played an original Jordan song in a while. I'll play this one. Anyhow. Anyhow, I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. Yeah, so enjoy this fabulous song of Jordan's that was going to be in a movie, but it wasn't. So, let's check it out. And have a good day, everyone. Non-sexual hugs to all. Goodbye. Here we go. See me as I not as you like me to be. Learn the real person deep inside in my head. Not just the world, your eyes can see, and the way you're looking at me, yes I know I can already see just how this is gonna go. So if you want to learn my heart, please let it show. If there's any love for me in you, let it flow. Talk to me the way you wish to be spoken to. Respect me as you know you should. I want so much to touch your heart, my dear. Become part of you for the good, for good. And the way you're looking at me, yes I know, I can already tell just how this is gonna go. So if you want to learn my heart, please let it show.